Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. No scuffed lefty audio today. That's part of what I had to figure out was the goddamn audio, and I did it. I successfully figured out the audio. Okay. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining. How are you today? I'm doing pretty all right, actually. I'm in a pretty good mood. Aside from the technical stuff, which always is like, you know, it's easy to get really annoyed when the stuff is not working the way that it's supposed to. You know what I mean? But otherwise, I'm having a great day. Hello, what's up, Gay Fash? We got Decoy Duck, we got Mama Mephistopheles and Mersh. What's up, Mersh? So good to see you here. I saw Kush Milk earlier and Brianna. I made sure to unmute you, Brianna. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. The YouTube chat is not displaying. Okay, now there it is. Okay, Paul Hack and Bree, hello. And Speedy Shimeji. Oh, Bree is probably Brianna, probably the same person. Speedy Shimeji, Christy, hello. How are you? Oh my God, how are you, Gorge? And Wolf in the YouTube chat as well. Hey, what's up, Amy? Just had my ears blasted out by my browser, not remembering the volume level I want the site at. I am sorry. Hopefully it's better now. I have a cold, but otherwise no complaints. It seems like everybody and their fucking mom has had some kind of cold recently. I had something recently and was like, I did not test for COVID because my partner had tested multiple times for COVID and was like negative. I didn't have any effects aside from just like a little bit of a cold, so I'm assuming it was RSV. I don't know. I can only stay for like 20 minutes. I have to focus on applying to grad school's Spider. Whoa, that sounds like a lot of work that you're doing right now. Good luck to you. What's up, Athiette and Raven? Hello. Yes, it's the new place. Foxgloved in the YouTube chat says, I'm sick. I'm so sorry. It's not a good time to be ill. But yes, I hope everybody's having a good night. It's been pretty all right for me. I cannot make any major complaints. Cold going around at my work, and I'm trying desperately not to get it. Yeah, Halfling Rogue for sure. I've not been sick because there's finally not pollen in the air. On the other hand, there's also no moisture, so my eczema is going crazy. I feel like this side of my face has been really prone to getting red lately. And I'm like, do I have motherfucking rosacea now? I don't know. Hopefully not. But whatever. We'll just deal with it when it comes. Christy, I've decided to give you the wrench. You don't really have to do anything if you don't want to, but you have the wrench now. There was something going around at work a couple weeks ago. Can really tell the Terfs have alienated their families if this is the kind of shit they get up to at Christmas. I mean, frankly, the Terfs like, isn't it? It's like a famous meme now that Graham Linehan, like his wife divorced him, and it seems like it was probably over his obsessive Terf activism, you know? Like, it's not a good way to maintain relationships with people. I have a headache starting right behind my left eye, but otherwise good. I've been having headaches on my right brain lately, like over here. And I'm assuming that it is a tension-related headache since it's always in the same sort of location, you know? And I went and tried out mattresses today. I went and tried a couple of different mattresses from this one particular distributor that I'm interested in getting one of their mattresses. And I've thought about it a little bit, and I've been like, weighing the options and everything. If they'll approve my credit, I'm going to get like a king-size bed that's going to be, because I'm going to be on a monthly payment installation. Like, so the mattress itself is going to be a couple grand, more than a couple grand. And I'm just going to get on a payment plan, and then I'll have a real bed, because right now I am sleeping on the beanbag chair. I think you can see just the very tippy top of it. I'm sleeping on the beanbag chair right now. The air mattress was really just not cutting it. I get called terminally online, but I spent Christmas with friends and family, eating good food and having a good time. Yes, Gayfesh, absolutely. And I ended up spending Christmas with my partner. Just we watched Lord of the Rings Return of the King because we had watched the other two ones previously before I moved out, and it was a pretty uneventful day. I made dinner. He made dinner the night before, so it was good. King-sized purple mattress, best line of credit I've ever taken out. Took 2 years to pay off, but it's sick. I love it. Yeah, Kush Milk. I was like debating between purple and like Casper, but I decided to go ahead and try out Casper. And one of their beds that I tried out was like, I think that it's the pressure points for me. It's the fact that my hips feel bruised sometimes when I wake up. Like, so I tried out a couple of their beds, and I think I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those. Only dudes named Matt are allowed to buy mattresses, though since you're a king, Lex, you can have a king bed. True. King shit, getting a king-size bed. Sharing a queen between 3 people was not the greatest, so king-size was a must. I'm getting the king-size like in the interest of if my partner and I move back in together, or if I end up, I don't know, dating someone else in the future, like whatever happens, I'm gonna have a big ass bed. I was like, okay, that's what's gonna happen here. It just makes everything else about a bed expensive too. The king is more expensive, and then also you have like sheets and pillows cost more, and like I want to get a nice bed frame, and that's going to be $100 more expensive as a king bed as opposed to a queen. It's very fucking annoying. Ooh, green bean casserole. Oh man, that sounds really good. Green bean casserole for real, for all the future pets. I mean, that's a good point. Being without a cat in my space for the first time in many, many, many years, it's weird. It's so weird. It's not just alone, like there's not another person around here, but it's alone, like there's no goddamn fucking cat to like, boom, you know, smush your face in. Yeah, if you're poly, do what Demon Mama does and have the mega bed, which is 2 king beds smooshed together. That's like an entire bedroom. I don't think that 2 king mattresses would fit in, I don't even know if that would fit in my living room, much less my fucking bedroom right now. My mom's green bean casserole is excellent, but my stepdad's family's is terrible. I want a bedroom to literally be a bedroom. The room is a bed. True. Like, how do you get into the closet, though? That's the difficult part. How do you get into the closet if the room is entirely filled with bed? Going from cats to not cats was something I found strange and unsettling when I did. Yeah, I mean, like, I miss having a cat around. Yeah, for sure. It's damn near impossible for me to get the flu or a cold, but even I would gladly take the sniffles over chronic IBS. I would not prefer headaches or migraines over IBS. It's hard to, like, do those sort of figuring out which ones, like, which aspects are going to be good or bad. Hello, Rose LaFay. Hello. Just raise the floor of the closet. I mean, I guess. Yeah, that's all you can do. You got to cut off the bottom part of the door so that the door just swings over the bed. I lived without pets, cats specifically, for 2 years when my partner and I first moved out, and it was weird. I was doing the sad pet finder scroll most nights when we finally got our current kitty from an ex-coworker of mine that found her on the street. That's how fucking cats always are. You're looking for cats to adopt and everything, but really, like, the only true relationship with a cat is a cat that just fucking, like, finds itself in your life, and you're like, how did you get here? Like, why are you here? Exactly. Kitties just find you. I mean, Lucifer and Deegan the Mighty, who were the 2 cats that we had who died in the past year and a half or so, they were like rescues. Like, my partner and I were thinking about, or I mean, I guess mostly he was thinking about getting an RV, and him and his mom stopped at an RV dealership, and those kittens were like eyes still closed. Someone left them in one of the RVs when they sold it to these people. Like, I'm sure that this was all same day, or maybe the night before. Like, someone sold an RV to the dealership, And while the people were looking, like checking out the RV, they discovered that there were a batch of kittens in there, brand new. And they were trying to feed them coffee creamer, like powdered coffee creamer mixed with water from like an eyedropper. And my mom, like my mother-in-law, showed up there and like discovered this situation and was like, no, 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 no. And my partner was with her. So they just took the cats and went to Walmart and got some kitty formula and started feeding those cats. And that's where Deegan the Mighty and Lucifer came from. And we had them for about, 11 years when Deegan the Mighty died and 12 years when Lucy died. Why are you here and never leave? True, Decoy Duck. I made friends with a wise old void kitty outside my work, whom I have dubbed King. Yes. Yeah, Gayfesh, my cat has literally, my cat Bean literally just moved in. We didn't put up a sign, we didn't put up a for rent sign. No, he just broke in and has been squatting for the last several years. They just insert themselves into your life. Mice are nice and rats are where it's at. Small, cheap, and affectionate. Love to be spoiled. They just only live for like 5 years maximum. It's bad enough that cats sometimes die at relatively young ages, but if you get a relatively healthy cat and it doesn't develop diabetes or some bullshit like that, then you get like 20 years out of a cat. That's more than dogs. It's more than rats. That's all I can say, We took in a stray tortie recently. She's about 3 months old and so sweet. We're trying to find a home for her. At this time, we'd lack the room. Yes. Cats are just made to be around people. I was thinking about this recently. Like cats, like what is it about that? I don't know. Like it just feels like we were meant to be partners in this life. Oh shit, Christy, yeah, I'm having issues with my hair falling out too. Like I realized recently that I actually am starting a little bit of a thin patch right here because my hair parts this way and I fuck with it. I like run my fingers through it all day and I'm primarily running my fingers through it up here, and so I'm like pulling out all of this hair in this little area here, so my hairline is all fucking weird. So now I have minoxidil. I mean, I've had minoxidil since I tried to grow facial hair, but I have minoxidil and I'm starting to use that and I'm going to try to touch my hair less. That's a goal that I have right now. Christy, you might, like, if you don't already, if your hair is long enough, you should sleep in a braid and maybe keep your hair in a braid as much as you can because it, like, pulls on your scalp a lot less. And make sure you're consuming a lot of vitamin E and vitamin C. Those are good for your hair and skin. Cats adopt us as pets. That's true. Oh, Spider, you have a special minoxidil from the dermatologist? So yeah, vitamins E and C are good for your skin. And by that, I kind of infer that they're good for your nails and hair. Feel free to look into it further. It's also good to oil your hair sometimes. But yeah, we're just chilling right now. Because listen, like honestly, I'm pretty tired. I am in a relatively good mood, but I am pretty exhausted because of the sleeping on a fucking beanbag chair situation. So I'm hopefully going to have a new mattress before this weekend. I mean, maybe not before this weekend, but hopefully sometime next week. And then I'll be able to sleep and bring you the quality streams. Like after fucking almost an hour of trying to get my computer working correctly tonight, I'm really not in the mood to talk about any news. If I'm being honest, I know, like I know that I'm like behind and like late on some of this news already. I'm just not in the goddamn mood anymore. Oh my god, Jimsy with the tier 1 or the tier 4 sub. I did not notice that. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Renewing before my nightly toke. We'll catch up with the stream soon. Much love and solidarity. Thank you. Holy shit. Yes, chill stream. Yeah, we might just do a very short chill stream tonight. Like, we might only go for like an hour and a half, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm like done. I the beanbag chair is comprised of recycled memory foam mattresses and stuff. So there are like chunks in there, you know. It's not ideal, but it's something. Okay, is this... Oh my god, that's irritating. There we go. Updated the thingamabobber. My ball python is going to live 30 plus years. Oh my god. Well, if that's such a long time to have a pet, like that is a crazy long time to have one animal consecutively. But also reptiles are a lot less friendly. They're just not nearly, you know, they're not nearly so nice. Hey, what's up, Quarbarian? Okay, actually, so I have to get a cup of water really quick. You all should get a cup of water as well. If you don't already have one, I'm going to highly recommend it. And before I take a step away, I'm going to take a drink of my beer because that's smart. Cheers. Grab a drink of water. Hail hydrate. Okay, I'm back. Did you all get some water? Ball pythons can be pretty cuddly, though. That's fair. Do snakes, like, the snakes are like, they want your warmth, right? So at the very minimum, you have an animal who is interested in, like, feeling motivated to be around you because you have some warmth to give the animal. Oh my god, excuse me. At least your heat is working properly, and you don't need an Arctic sleeping bag. One day the temperature was below 40 degrees in my house. Oh my god, that does not sound fun. Yeah, I will be thankful for the fact that I have working heat. I have working electricity, so I have a space heater. Even if for some reason, like, the gas stopped working. It's not an emotional cuddling. That's, yeah. The cat, you know, so this weekend, my partner invited me to come over for, like, Christmas Eve and Christmas. So I came over, and I hadn't seen the cat in, like, a week. Like, I had dropped by to drop some stuff off, but I did not stay long enough to say hello to the cat for, like, a week. And I came back and was hanging out for, you know, like, a day. And he was so sweet. He was like, oh my god, I am glad to see you. He was rubbing on me and, like, being super adorable. Like, nothing makes you feel more loved than realizing that your cat friend has been missing you. Snakes just view us as warm trees. We're like warm trees that feed them, you know? I had a pet lizard that loved to hug my hand. Ooh, yes. They're like, I enjoy your warmth. I want your body heat. I'm also making a specific point not to... I'm not, like, bringing over treats. I kind of thought about it for a bit. I thought about bringing over treats for the cat to be interested in when I come over. But he likes my affection and he misses me enough that it's not required for me to turn it into a weird food thing. I need to be wearing a jacket of some kind. Oh, okay. Hold on. Jacket. Okay. My cat's affection is not food-based. Bean is not a very food-motivated cat. Mitternacht is not super food-motivated either. So, yeah, I don't want to really encourage him to be food-motivated, so it's fine for now. We'll just let him be how he is. I warmed the rats up with the hair dryer a little bit, but the heat is working better. It's now up to 50 degrees in the house. Oh my god, Mersh, do you? I kind of always imagined you having a fireplace. Do you not have a fireplace? What's up? We got more people over in the YouTube chat. Hello, Soy Boy. What's up, Midnight Masquerader and Tigger? Yeah, Tiger. Welcome in. We're chilling for now. I am going to eventually get to the news, I'm sure, but I'm fucking exhausted, so we'll get to it when we get to it. If you're here for the Terf thing, we haven't gotten to it yet, but we will get to it eventually because I'm sure that'll be a fun segment. T-I-double-G-er. The Winnie the Pooh is such a throwback, y'all. You had me at Merkin. True. Someone told me what a Merkin was a few months back. I forgot what it was, and then this came up again recently, and I was like, aha, that's funny. Hail hydrate. Okay. One thing I wanted to do while we're still hanging out and chilling together is that I wanted to show you my new tarot deck, and maybe we'll try a reading. So think of a question that we can collectively ask the cards, okay? What's a question that we can all collectively ask? As a trans woman, it's so funny how my body hair grows at an obnoxious rate. Meanwhile, my scalp hair can fall out so easily and is still super short. That is really frustrating. Yes, new tarot deck. Oh, She Who Knows No Name. I'm currently conlanging, and I'm getting paid to do it. Currently doing some translations for what I think will be the final draft of the language. Ooh, that's awesome. So are you working on a video game or something? You're making a conlang for a video game? That sounds so fun. Well, Kush Milk, I mean, like, what's a question that we can all collectively ask? Like, is there something that we as the community... we should, like, I don't know. let's just do, like, a past, present, future. Okay? So, first of all, here's the back of the deck. They have, it's purple. Like, hold on. Oh, there it is. I was, like, not able to see where the reflection of the light was. So they're neat, and there's a whole bunch of different, different kinds of art on them. But let's do a quick little one. It also came with a book that explains what the cards mean. This is my first ever tarot deck. I'm sure I'm going to lose some people. I don't believe that there's like any mystic power in this. I just thought it was going to be amusing to become a tarot queer, I guess. I have a loose NDA, so I can't share details. Ooh, okay, so that's exciting. She Who Knows No Name. I hope that you will have a fun time. What famous person will come out as a Nazi next year? How will 2023 be? Yeah, let's ask about the future of the channel. Like, how is 2023 gonna roll for the channel? Divination is a cool tool for introspection. Bro, the cards, like, nailed me earlier today. I asked about the past, present, and future of my relationship, and they just they were like, I'm sorry, did you want to get read for filth today? And I was like, okay. Wasn't ready for that, but all right. I have 2 decks, but I don't know much or pull them out much. The furnace caught fire this year. It was not enough of a problem to call the fire department or to turn it into insurance. However, it was $5,000 worth of damages. The heating and air guy wanted cash up front, no payment plan. Is that not the correct circumstance in which to turn it into insurance? Like, is that not what you pay for home insurance for? What's up, Dark Canuck? I've been crying into my hairbrush for 2 years. Oh my gosh. You can get on hormones, can't you? Like, pretty easily? If you're doing menopause. One of the cool things about this deck is that it has 4 lover cards, and you're supposed to pick one and keep it in your deck. So these are the 3 that I did not choose to put in my deck. This is the first one. Let me pull up Streamlabs so that I can fucking see this. So this is the first card. And then this is another lover's card that I chose not to put in my deck. And then this is the next lover's card that I chose not to put in my deck. And I may or may not be able to show you the other one because I'm not going to search through the deck to find it. It may or may not come up in the reading. So we're going to ask about the past, present, and future of this channel. Will I finally achieve Hot Girl Summer? Like, let's ask about, like, we're asking about the future being like 22. What's your reasoning for removing the lovers? So it's not about me removing the lovers, Kush Milk. The deck comes with 4, so that you pick one. Like, one of them is like 2 women, one of them is clearly 2 men, and then the other 2, like 2 are, one of them is like a male and a female, and one of them is like a little bit more neutral. And I picked the one that was a little bit more neutral for both characters. Because otherwise it would be like the wrong, it just wouldn't, you know, like it would be the wrong number of cards. It would throw off the reading if you had too many cards in the deck, you know? I'm back on nicotine. I'm not proud of myself. Okay. So I did a little bit of a loose shuffle, and I'm going to do a reading of 4. So I'm going to like shuffle them around just a little bit more because these cards are just really brand new and they stick together quite a bit. I'm just going to drop some of them on the floor. Okay. So I'm putting down 4 cards. These are all inverted so far. Okay, that one was just a bad shuffle. I'm not gonna tolerate this bad shuffle bullshit. So irritating. You eventually want to get the cards all covered in your oils. Anyway, so I hope that everybody had a good Christmas. We haven't touched base about Christmas at all yet, I'm realizing. So that's my bad. I chilled. Did any of you have a difficult time with your family this Christmas? Because I saw a couple of my friends on Twitter talking about like getting boy clothes when they're clearly trans women, and like one person I know was like, oh, one of my uncles greets all of the men with a handshake and all of the women with a hug, and I went in for a hug and he tried to go in for a handshake, and it was super fucking awkward. This is part of why I don't do Christmas with people. Like, obviously, like the COVID risk, I just have no interest in being around. I have like a couple nurses in my family. I just have no desire to deal with it. So yeah. Okay. Obviously something for the future, but a top-down camera so we can see the spread would be a cool segment. I agree. And I'm not going to bridge my cards, Mama Mephistopheles. Are you serious? They need to be straight. Like, I don't want to like bend them. It would be much easier to shuffle them if I could just bend them, but I'm not going to do that. But I was thinking about getting a kind of top-down camera thing going on. If we make tarot into a regular segment, maybe we could. If people aren't too bored by it. It's just a fun tool for introspection, okay? And it's just going to be fun to hear what the cards say. So, okay, let's try this spread again. Okay, interesting. So I spread 4 cards because the first card represents the querent, or the person who's asking, which means we as a collective, me, the dragon. By the way, I'm thinking about rebranding, and I'm considering taking Luxander off the channel, or at least like maybe the channel could still be called Luxander, but I just call myself the dragon or something like that. I just want to change things. The queer ent, true. Yes, they need to be straight. Reuse of the onion cam. Yeah, I have the webcam. It's just I would have to figure out how to point it downwards exactly. Warped cards, warped reading. Thank you, Dark Canuck. You have to respect the cards. You can't like ask them a bunch of questions that are like stupid. You know, you can't ask it the same question over and over again hoping for a different answer. You have to respect the cards. Cheers. Okay, so the first card, which represents the querent, which is us, the horde as a group, we have the Queen of Chalices inverted. I'll show you the art. That's just what the art looks like without the without being upside down. But like it came up this way in the reading, so that means that we have to read it backwards. So the Queen of Chalices, we have the Queen of Chalices. When it's upright, the Queen of Chalices embodies compassion, emotional stability, and fair judgment. It indicates that you should work toward emotional well-being instead of abstractly explaining away all your problems. That's kind of the gist. But it came up in reverse. So what the reverse means is you are feeling disconnected from your emotions. The Queen in this position encourages examining where communications might be stifled. There is hesitation to trust, but you lack a precise source of suspicion. You might have overlooked someone's attempts to manipulate you, gaslight you, or guilt you into believing the worst parts of yourself, or you may be too dependent on the approval of others. This is an inopportune time to make promises. So this card is in the reverse right now, is supposed to represent us as the horde. So something about us as a group is having difficulty connecting with our emotions. Like, to be fair, we don't like do very much. I mean, frankly, we've been covering a lot of news lately instead of really connecting as a community. So a lack of trust without a precise source of suspicion. We've been allowing people to manipulate us or gaslight us into believing the worst about ourselves. So maybe we need to take a step away from this groomer rhetoric and stuff a little bit. Like maybe to an extent it is affecting us more than we think it's affecting us to be covering all this negative news all the time. So moving on from that, this is past, present, and future. So the first card out of the four is representing who's asking the question. And then the next card is representing the past. So we have the Seven of Coins. And this card is in the upright position. So we'll just read it however it normally comes out. I'm sorry if the art is a little bit blown out and not coming out in detail. I'm trying to... There it is, a little bit easier. So we have the Seven of Coins. So the coins represent material goods, material benefits, and stuff like that. On the minor arcana. So we have the Seven of Coins in the upright position. It means you are at a point where you want to make long-term investments. You have mastered the daily grind, and you have the freedom to step back and plan where you might best invest your resources. The Seven of Coins encourages you to look at the bigger picture and spend time cultivating your resources responsibly. So this represents the past, like our collective past and the past on the channel being... like we've made some long-term investments this year on the channel as a group, as individuals. I think that we have all made some long-term investments and worked hard on the daily grind. You might have some freedom to step back and plan where you might best invest your resources. So maybe now is a good time, like from the past coming into the present, maybe now is a good time to be reevaluating how you might invest your resources better. Need some trans and queer positivity. Buy a mattress, it says. Shut up, Spider. I'm working on it, okay? So that was a card for our past. Now, for the present, we have the Ace of Chalices reversed. So I'll just show you the artwork. It's the chalices on this deck are like mermaid themed, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to tilt them in a way where you can see the art nicely. Ooh, yeah, that's working. So it came up in the reverse. The Ace of Chalices. The chalice has to do with the well-being of the spirit. Hold on, let me check that. What's the difference between the arcana? The sword is relevant to the mind. The coins are relative to the material. Chalice is mostly concerned with emotions and relationships. Okay, so Chalice being emotions and relationships. The Ace of Chalices upright means an opportunity to strengthen interpersonal connections, a time to pursue a new relationship or smooth out old tensions, to forgive. So in the reverse, the Ace of Chalices indicates an imbalance of emotion. You are either utterly overwhelmed or deeply repressing your feelings. The card encourages an examination of unaddressed feelings in times of emotional tumult. So this actually fits in with the message of the last card of previous times where emotions have not been properly addressed. We're allowing things to taint our emotions negatively. We're allowing things to divert our attention from the things that are positive in life. And so there's this reverse Ace of Chalices is also showing that in our present, we may be feeling overwhelmed or even like dissociated from our feelings. So we should probably take some time to have, to address those things and like deal with it and like confront the emotional tumult instead of trying to ignore it. Yeah. So, and then future for this spread, we have the King of Coins. Let me try to show him off to you as best I can. The King of Coins is a rabbit. He's a cute little white rabbit. And he came up upright. So again, the coins have to do with the material. Whoa. The King of Coins suggests that you are an ambitious leader, adept at managing finances. Excuse me. Each new project comes with a carefully crafted multi-point plan. Excuse me. And you exercise great self-discipline. The King of Coins knows luck favors the prepared, and you come prepared for many possibilities. You can be trusted to handle resources on a large scale and may also be considered a reliable source of professional and financial advice. You find that people often seek your feedback and reassurance. So that's interesting. So what was the Queen of Chalices inverted? Let me go back to that just to make sure that the reading is all connected together. Yeah, so feeling disconnected from emotions. We had that with the Queen of Chalices. Overlooking attempts to manipulate you or gaslight you. The Seven of Coins was again about, let's see. So that was about getting on your daily grind and getting shit figured out. And then the Ace of Chalices was again about feeling disconnected from emotions. And then the King of Coins, basically just as in the place of the future card, it's essentially saying that we've been experiencing emotional tumult and a lack of attention to those things. If we address those things, I think this is going to make it much easier to to establish the plan and execute the plan. Like, if we can manage to strike a balance between confronting the issues that we need to confront in real life and like addressing our emotional state and giving ourselves like appropriate self-care, then we'll be in a much better position in the future to be able to manage, to organize, to be successful in the endeavors that we seek to be successful in. And particularly the King of Coins indicates that it is our material or perhaps financial success that we will be looking forward to in the next year or so. But yeah, it could also kind of reference just being prepared for the many possibilities. Like, luck will favor you if you plan ahead. So that was the reading. Financial success despite emotional distress. I mean, I think it really does indicate, like, if we can address these things, then we'll be in a much better position. The dragon is starting a cult. The cards have spoken. I mean, true. I am going to start a cult based on my tarot readings. I don't know any other way that I could possibly respond to this situation. Okay, we'll do like a little bare minimum reshuffling of the cards in there. I enjoy this exercise. I just think it's fun to find the different connections in the cards. It's quite amusing to me. So I'm going to put these all away now. I made sure to wash my hands before I dealt with my cards because I'm just that much of a freak. Everything has to be nice for as long as I can make it. You want your tarot cards to get kind of worn out just from wear and tear, but like I don't want to make them grubby and gross for no specific reason. Anyhow, I have the Green Witch Tarot and Crow Tarot decks. Ooh, okay. I would like to start a fun cult, lots of orgies and a little commune. Oh my god. That would be a lot of fun. I still got to see my little fortune teller boy down in New Orleans. Hey, Lucid Dreamer, how's it going? Yeah, we have a little bit of fun here. Ah! I'm knocking over shit on my desk. My bad. You know, for the sake of funsies, if you're here and you're having fun time, you can hit like on the stream. Hi, have we gotten to the serious part yet? Nope. Sandu Tita, I am undecided about whether or not we're going to have a serious part tonight because I had such a difficult time getting stream up and running today. Brianna with the $10 dono. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Seriously, no, Merry Christmas. It was a decent year for me here, and I hope that for you all it was at least tolerable. Thank you. I really, really, really appreciate that. It's that time of year. You need love, you need family, and you need enough money to pay rent. That's another important aspect. I'm doing so good. Thank you all, like, in earnest. Like, everybody who's ever donated, even if you're not donating and you're just here hanging out, this is my job. And I have this apartment where I live by myself, and it would not be possible if it weren't for everybody's generosity. So thank you. Lucid says not going so well lately. How about you? Yeah, I mean, it's up and down for sure. It's up and down. In fairness, the serious part is I would not blame you for not being in the mood to talk about it. I appreciate that, Arrow. Welcome to the website. I mean, it's just the world's on fire. How about yours? You know, kind of thing, except not in a fun way. Like the news that I have notes for today is the passing of Mira Bellwether, the Scottish Parliament thing, the NHS implementing gender exploratory therapy, perhaps, and the Kentucky senator's trans son committing suicide. Frankly, I think that all of that news could keep until Thursday if I just, like, tried my best to get more sleep between now and Thursday. The Scottish Parliament thing is good and amusing in equal measure. I have, like, a whole plan for how to do that segment. It's just about having the energy to do what I want to do for the segment, for sure. Merkin is a funny word. It is such a funny word. The Gussie Grip story feels like a bit of levity in Terf news. So I guess we could do the Merkin news tonight and hold the rest of the series. Like that's fucking 3 out of 4 for serious topics on the list for tonight. Still facing some personal grief, so it's just as hot inside as it is outside. I am sorry to hear that, Jim C. I have been recently dealing with now that I am not in a space where I'm sharing physical space with someone, and a Merkin is a wig for your hoo-ha. I have a little bit more space to be like upset about my dead cat who died in like July. Like my cat died, and then very immediately there were like some very serious, deeply unpleasant conversations with my partner. Like within a month of my cat dying, we were talking about getting legally divorced and stuff. Like it's not a good time. So we're just trying to see how things go from here, you know? Yeah, Mersh, I did respond to your message on Twitter. I don't know if you saw, but I DM'd you back a couple hours ago. Thank you. Holy shit. Like that's most of the stuff on the list. You got most of the stuff on the list. I've heard people saying it was like tights and a fake bush, but I honestly can't tell if they're pulling my leg or not. It was a fake bush. That I will confirm it was not real bush. Where's my water? I drink water. I was blissfully unaware of hoo-ha wigs until now. I feel you, Kyle. I also hadn't heard of hoo-ha wigs until a few months ago. Putting more nicotine juice in my vape so that I can be a dragon more on stream. But yeah, Mersh came in clutch. We're gonna be able to deck out the rest of the background with the vines and the stuff that I'm gonna put behind here to make it look all nice. Oh man, I'm so excited. Yeah, blissfully unaware of hoo-ha wigs. Quite a sentence. Subs tier 4 continues to post in YouTube chat anyways. I mean, Jim C, it's people like you that make it so that I have no choice but to pay attention to YouTube chat. How dare you? Weird that you would do a fake one. It defeats the point. I could make the same effect and have a willy. Like, I think that it's because she doesn't want to get actually arrested. Yeah, exactly. Sandu Tita, why would they say that she exposed her genitals when she technically didn't? She had the wig covering it. Like, I think that, yeah, that's why she did it, was for the technicality. But anyway, like, we'll get to that in a sec. Ah! Modesty in Parliament, true. But if you, yeah, it is close. Like, if you have, I mean, it's not like wearing underwear. Like, the bush wig is on the front of your body, as opposed to, like, underwear, like, covers the entire undercarriage as well. All of the parts of your body that leak fluid are not covered if you're wearing a merkin. So, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. It would still be indecent exposure if the bush was natural. Yeah, but the question is, if it's a fake bush, is that still indecent exposure? Okay, soy boy, okay, hold on. We'll start the segment now in a second. Hold on. I'm gonna vape a little bit, and we'll start the fucking segment in a second. We'll talk about it. We're gonna have a lot of fun with the segment. It's gonna take a fucking minute, because we're gonna not only talk about the merkin, we're gonna actually talk about the law, and the law changed. Where does the term merkin come from? That's a good question. Apparently, it's a variant of Malkin in the sense of mop. Like a mop. We're looking at etymology online. 1650s, earlier mocking in the 1530s. Apparently, it is a variant of Malkin in the sense of mop, meaning an artificial vagina or counterfeit hair for a woman's privy parts. Attested from the 1610s. The custom of wearing merkins dates from the mid-15th century, associated with prostitutes, and was to disguise a want of pubic hair, either shaved off to exterminate body lice or the result of venereal disease. Interesting. New facts. You're never going to get to the segment because of the Merkin research stream. I know! What would we do without Google? You're right, Kush Milk. Times have changed. We're gonna have to revisit this Merkin shit in a second when we actually get the segment started. Poor Emily. I'll have to very clearly indicate to her when we're starting. My editor. I'm so sorry, Emily. I will try to get a timestamp for this one. This is like probably the only serious thing I'm gonna talk about today. And when we get done with it, we might chill for a little while longer, and then I might just fucking dip and get some dinner going. Can you blow rings? Can I don't think so. The problem with practicing blowing rings, especially practicing blowing rings on camera, is that it leaves me in a very vulnerable, meme-worthy position. Like in order to blow rings, you have to go like, and your mouth is like open in a very particular way, you know? I don't know how to do it. I've done it, but it's been a long time and I don't know how to do it anymore. Oh my god, true, Raven. Welcome to the internet. Have a look around. Anything that brain of yours can think of can be found. We've got mountains of content. Some better, some worse. If none of it's of interest to you, you'd be the first. I fucking love that song. Did I actually do it? You did the mouth thing without the vape. That's infinitely more exploitable. I know. This VOD is never going up on the VOD channel. The last fucking month of VODs are apparently never going up on the VOD channel. I'm taking such a fucking long time getting that figured out. That's my favorite thing to do, is the French inhale, where you let it out of your mouth and then you breathe it into your nose, you know? Welcome to the internet, put your cares aside. Here's a tip for straining pasta, here's a 9-year-old who died. We've got movies and doctors and fantasy sports and a bunch of colored pencil drawings of all the different characters from Harry Potter fucking each other. Welcome to the internet. Don't get me started. I'm already started. Don't. We're just chilling. Slabs Hungry Bears can blow vape rings. I'll brag for them. Good for y'all. What song is that? Yeah, it's Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham from his recent special called Inside. It's a fantastic song. My personal opinion on that song, recent, was it like in May last year? It took me a long time to get around to watching it. Was it almost 2 years ago? Fuck. Recent in pandemic. Yeah, listen. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to an ADHD person when they say something came out recently, all right? Recent compared to he started like 12 years ago posting on YouTube his songs, all right? You sound a lot like Bo. Mama Mephistopheles, like, okay, listen. Everybody who's here in chat, everybody who's here who's familiar with Bo Burnham has T-boy voice. Yes or no? Give me a 1 for yes and a 2 for no in the chat. Bo Burnham, T-boy voice. We got ones. Thank you. I tried to explain it to my partner. He didn't understand what I was trying to explain. I'm like, you're not hearing what I'm hearing. There's a timbre to it. Yeah, there's a timbre. Like, he's like, his voice is relatively deep. And so when you're singing older Bo Burnham songs, you're like, it's a little bit more up here in the T-boy voice range. And then in his more recent songs, that's kind of what I like about Inside, is that his voice is a little bit more understandably deep. It's not so much him talking as him singing that I feel like when I sing Bo Burnham, like, it's the only time that I'm singing with someone who sounds like me. Like what's one of his older songs that I can think of? I don't know if I can pull up any of his older songs in my brain right now. I've got Oh Bo, but that's a rap. Could you do World on Fire? This one's called A World on Fire. Okay, let's put... That was a little bit loud. I don't have the piano with me, so I can't do the accompaniment. The country song. What is the country song? I don't know that that's a good demonstration of the way that his voice sounds, but I do like the song Pandarin. I just don't know most of the lyrics. What's the one? He's like, talking about going into a mirror shop if you want. I mean, I'm thinking about it. I don't want to play any of them on stream. Right brain, left brain. Yeah, that one's also is a little bit more talking one. I saw a boy with only one eye in a 3D movie. Like that song, it's pretty like T-Boy quality. Like, I saw a little boy drop his ice cream cone directly on his mother's corpse. I saw a kitten stuck in a tree, then the kitten jumped down and he hung himself. I saw a boy who had red hair. So that, like, older Bo Burnham, it's definitely a little bit higher. He was younger and it was definitely a little bit more in that high active range. And then in the more recent songs, it's like, oh my god, hold on, I can't, it's like the lyrics take a minute to go through. Oh yeah, you can really hear it in that funny feeling. Stunning 8K resolution meditation app. In honor of the revolution, it's half off at the Gap. Because the voice is deep, but there's a restriction in the back of the throat here. Female Colonel Sanders, easy answer, Civil War. The whole world at your fingertips, the ocean at your door. And then Welcome to the Internet has a quality where it's a lot deeper, and you don't hear as much of the T-Boy quality, but it does ring through in the vowel sounds. That's really where you can hear it at. It's like, welcome to the internet, have a look around. Anything that brain of yours can think of can be found. We've got mountains of content, some better, some worse. If none of it's of interest to you, you'd be the first. Oh yeah, White Woman's Instagram is in that higher inside too. Yeah, it's in that higher register. Or am I looking at a white woman? A white woman's Instagram. It's definitely it's got a much more T-Boy quality. I don't know exactly how to describe exactly what it is. Eve's rendition was the first time I saw because I hadn't watched Inside yet. I don't like covers of that song that change the lyrics because I think that the point of the song is very specific. So I listened to Ethan's version of it. I know who you're talking about, Kyle. I listened to Eve's version of it, and I just didn't like it as much because it changed the meaning of the song too much. I'm a white woman, but my Instagram is empty. Yeah, I thought of my sister during White Woman's Instagram. I also really like the one about your mom. Hold on, how does it go? I'm a FaceTime with my mom tonight. She'll hold her iPhone 5 no further than 6 inches from her face. Yeah, I'm a FaceTime with my mom tonight. That's a good song. A cover is supposed to be a tribute. Yeah, he was like, oh, I'm changing the meaning of that funny feeling to, instead of being about like, how do you describe? I mean, basically it's about consumerism and the strange feeling that you have of the juxtapositions. Like, one of the lines in the song that I think really encapsulates the feeling of that funny feeling is like, a gift shop at the gun range, a mass shooting at the mall. Like the co-option, what is it called? Rehabilitation? What is the word when they take like political... Peter Coffin taught me this word. Help, for the love of God. When the corporate status takes like a revolutionary message and co-opts it, like when Pepsi did that commercial with the protests in the Pepsi commercial. What is it called? Bo's songwriting seems so effortless. I know. Desublimation. No, that's not the word that I'm looking for. Astroturfing. Is that the word that I'm looking for? Recuperation. Yes, Miriam. Thank you. Recuperation. I think that's a big part of what that funny feeling is. So if you change the lyrics in such a way as to change the meaning, and now Ethan's song is about that funny feeling when you're a famous person in a crowd and like you're dealing with all this attention and stuff. Like that's a totally different song. My Instagram is empty and my Reddit's full of nudes. No one ever texts me except thirsty chaser dudes. Oh, that's funny. All right, we're gonna start on this fucking news segment. See, this is something I have an opinion on. Really? Co-opting? It's recuperation was the word that I was looking for, but you have an opinion on the recuperation and co-opting? You've got a knack for lyrics. I can't remember them for shite. The fact that you're able to focus and summon them with a little concentration is impressive. Thank you, Dean. It was kind of tough because like I know so many Bo Burnham songs that they'll all be kind of going at the same time in competition with one another. Joining the conversation. True. Also, like another just kind of random aside, because I'm fucking faffing about and taking forever to get to the segment. I've been dicking around on my piano lately, my keyboard. It doesn't have weighted keys, so it's not like fancy, but my electronic keyboard, and it takes relatively little knowledge to be able to like get to a point where you can basically write your own music and like dick around and play around with it a little bit. So that's been fun. I think my favorite song from Inside is Hands Up. I just don't like the voice modulation. But I do like the line, you say the ocean's rising like I give a shit. You say the whole world's ending, honey, it already did. That's pretty fun. And also very sad. When has capitalism showed self-preservation? Oh, hold on, wait. People say that shows and art that have anti-capitalist motives show that capitalism isn't scared of that message, and that's bad. However, when has capitalism showed self-preservation with the climate? I mean, that's fair. Like, to an extent, it kind of doesn't matter to what extent capital allows you to make anti-capitalist messaging, because you're not really representing a threat to it, and it doesn't really act in its own self-preservation very well. It's a powerful melody for a vocal line. I agree. Hands Up makes me sob every time. It I can play that funny feeling on the guitar for the most part. When I try to sing it, first of all, it's hard to integrate those two skills into one cohesive thing. But like I can't always sing it. Like the line that I mentioned earlier, like, the whole world at your fingertips, the ocean at your door. That's one that gets me and like makes me cry during that song. And then also like a gift shop at the gun range, a mass shooting at the mall. That frequently makes me cry when I'm in the middle of trying to sing it. Peanut Butter Blondie with the tier 2 sub says, thanks for everything you do. Thank you. Honestly, like, thank you. Holy shit. That line about the ocean. Right. I mean, it's hard not to be really emotionally affected by that. And it's true, right? Like the whole song I really, the thing that I found so interestingly emotionally affecting about the Inside, was that I don't really feel that my political opinions get represented in art very much. And maybe this is just a failure of mine in not seeking out smaller artists and stuff, but so rarely, like the song with the sock puppet is probably my favorite on the whole thing, because like it so directly says some shit that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be said. Yeah. That is how the world works. That is how the world works. That song has big T-Boy energy in the singing. I lost focus. I have no idea what we're talking about. No, we're still talking about Bo Burnham. This is a special that I don't think you've seen. I haven't watched Inside the second part, like the second bit. But I do want to watch the original thing. I care more about the music than watching the actual special all the way through. I took up 2 therapy sessions with that song after I saw that movie. Was it that's... Or no, you're talking about that funny feeling. I see what you mean. Yeah, it takes... There's a part 2. Yeah, there's an inside part 2 or like behind the scenes or something along those lines. It's been a minute since I checked it out. But That Is How the World Works was one of the... It's basically like the first time this whole series is... The series of songs, this whole special is the first time that I've really felt represented in art. And there's also like older songs like... what's it called? So love me, love me, love me, I'm a liberal. If you've never heard that song before... It was written forever ago, like a long time ago, 1966, but the lyrics still hold true. He's like, I go to civil rights rallies and I put down the old DAR. I love Harry and Sydney and Sammy. I hope every colored boy becomes a star. But don't talk about revolution, that's going a little too far. So love me, love me, love me, I'm a liberal. And so this song is from 1966, so all of the political references are kind of outdated. But it's like, I vote for the Democratic Party, they want the UN to be strong. I go to all the Pete Seeger concerts, he sure gets me singing those songs. I'll send all the money you ask for, but don't ask me to come on along. So love me, love me, love me, I'm a liberal. I don't know that I have the... tune exactly right. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that membership. Yeah, the last one. Once I was young and impulsive, I wore every conceivable pin, even went to the socialist meetings, I learned all the old union hymns, but I've grown older and wiser, and that's why I'm turning you in. So love me, love me, love me, I'm a liberal. That was, like an older one, like a good being represented in music thing. If you've never heard the song before, I highly recommend you listen to it. And I think that someone has done a more updated version, like they changed the lyrics to just be more updated to like the 1990s maybe. But those same sentiments remain, right? And I just rarely feel represented. And then you have the... And then you have That Is How the World Works from Bo Burnham, where he says stuff like, the simple narrative taught in every history class is demonstrably false and pedagogically classist. Don't you know the world is built with blood and genocide and exploitation? The global network of capital essentially functions to separate the worker from the means of production, and the FBI killed Martin Luther King. Like, I have never in my life been represented politically in art in that much of a capacity. So if anybody has any recommendations, frankly, for political music, I would be down to hear it. I am a big fan. Part 2 is worth looking into. Peanut Butter Blondie? Okay, that's good. The Flowbots? Okay. I'm not going to look it up on stream. I'm just going to keep a tab for myself open later. Oh my god, Morningstar System. Funny story, I had this opened in a tab and never hit play. Well, we've just been fucking around for like an hour now. We're just dicking around for an hour now. Bad Moves. Someone else to listen to? Joan Baez for political songs, and then Joe Hill within that context. Woody Guthrie. I've heard of Woody Guthrie. Yeah. A lot of punk music aligns with how I feel, but I'm so bad with names. I'll have to post some to the Discord later. Yeah. If you're not a member of the Discord, you should join the Discord, and we can continue this conversation later on the Discord. I've heard their song Handlebars. Have I ever looked up the lyrics to Handlebars? Yeah, I'll have to check this out later. Because I've obviously heard that song before. It was on the radio all the time. That's a fluff song. Grace Petrie is a UK singer with a lot of modern protest songs. albeit from a British perspective. I mean, we're not that different. And frankly, like, I am making a little bit more of a point to talk about stuff that's going on in Britain because I don't think enough Americans, like, frankly, yes, we are dealing with a lot of shit here in America, and it's bad. It's not good times. But things are really not great over there in the UK. At least in the US, like, if you're willing to take a 5-hour drive, you can usually end up in a state where they do informed consent and get your hormones at Planned Parenthood. That's not a fucking option in the UK. You know what I mean? Things are serious over there. Fight with Tools by the Flowbots. Okay. Gloss for punk. So here's the thing. I don't actually really like punk music. It's going to be fun trying to find a genre that I actually want to listen to, you know? 9 Inch Nails album, Survivalism. Okay. I will have to look up this shit later. Folk is good too for working class music. The UK is called Terf Island for a reason. Yeah, Arrow. There's not enough American coverage, I think, of what's going on in the UK. Gloss for punk music. When I want to listen to but not want, what I want to listen to but not want to listen to is lo-fi. I'm very particular about music. It's a really tricky thing to get into. Also, yes, hello EB. Wave. I might take a quick piss and then come back and actually start talking about this fucking news. Grace Petrie Christmas song was great. Been lurking. Yes. I appreciate the lurkers. Listen, all you lurkers out there, you're real ones too. Like, you're real ones even though you're lurking. It's fine. You don't need to, like, participate. It's appreciated. If you hit like, that's like the bare minimum level of interactive appreciation, you know? The Worker song is a good one. And The Longest Johns had a good version of it. Wait. Is the Workers song, I think I know this one. Maybe I haven't heard this one before. Because I do remember seeing some TikToker do a song about working, but it was like... one of the lines to the song was like, every day you work is 2 years off your life, basically. I didn't realize there was so much like revolutionary music for us to get into. I'm from the UK, specifically the country that legalized gay marriage in 2019, so yeah, I'm never getting hormones. You just gotta go private. Or find them online, I guess, from a reputable resource. TBH, most of the time, if I want to hear what's going on there, I'm going to listen to people who live there. I'll listen to you talk about it, but a lot of Americans suck at anything that isn't U.S. politics. I mean, fair. I just think that we should work to be better at it. You know, like, I just think that we should take more time to be aware of it at the very minimum, you know? Instead of, I as an American, like, I feel kind of guilty for the fact that I tend to primarily cover U.S. news. And it's not like there isn't horrendous anti-queer shit happening throughout the world. You know, it's everywhere. The queerphobic bullshit. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think I've heard the Workers song before, y'all. Bagpipes with electric guitars. Do we suggest artists here or in the Discord? You can suggest them here. I'll be more likely to actually see and remember to check it out later if you do post it up in the Discord, though. So for anybody who's just coming in, we're talking about revolutionary music right this second. So if anybody has suggestions for music that has political messaging and like lefty leaning political messaging, drop them in chat or add them to the Discord so that I can check them out later. You can drop them in the suggestions and feedback or whatever. Like, yeah, I guess suggestions and feedback would be the place. Should we make a collaborative playlist? That would be cool. Maybe we should have like a specific section in the Discord where we talk about revolutionary art. That could be really cool. Did I miss the coverage of the event? No, Trash Fire Cat. I am dragging my feet getting to the actual politics part of the stream. So, yeah, we should add a channel in the Discord where we talk about revolutionary art and revolutionary music, especially, so that we have more ways of venting this shit. I have a playlist called "The Good Shit." It's this kind of music. Nice. Patriotism Killed the Cat by the Rainbow Girls. Rage Against the Machine, obviously. Yeah. This is a great idea. This is great. You missed the coverage of the coverage. No. You haven't missed anything. Nobody's missed anything. Okay. I'm gonna go pee. You all should take a second to use the bathroom, get your water or whatever you need to do, and we'll be back momentarily. Hello. I'm back now. I wasn't gone for very long. The apartment is not very large. So it doesn't take very long to get from one place to another. Okay, do you want to see these tiny little holly leaves that I made real quick? I made these like tiny little holly leaves, and then I'm going to make some berries and make a Christmas ornament for one of my family members. So that's a thing that I'm doing, is crochet again. Look at how tiny they are. Like, that's how big my hand is. That's how small they are. All right. Where is my chat? Come back. All right, there we go. Joni Mitchell. Okay, Joni Mitchell. Small. I know, they're so small. I threw the thread that I used to make it. I know you were hiding. It's not allowed. You can't hide from me. The trans discourse in the US and UK are very interconnected, and TERF groups are international, so you have to keep a view of what's going on. Truly, I believe that the TERF rhetoric has been accelerating in the US, and that has gradually infected the United States. Like, I don't think the United States would be participating in nearly as much anti-trans rhetoric if it were not for the fact that the UK is on there, right? I would love to learn how to crochet. It's not that difficult once you get the hang of it. No way it'll ever have tiny little holly leaves take a bite of cereal. I can't knit to save my life, but I like to crochet. All right, let me drink some more of this beer. We're going to have fun with this segment, okay? We're going to try to have a little bit of fun with it. There has been a kerfuffle at the Scottish Parliament. We are... Hold on. Emily, I'm trying to start right now. In the future, when you're editing this. I'm trying. Give me a second here. Okay. I don't know why I'm so giggly today. I'm just such a little giggly bitch. There was a bit of a kerfuffle at Scottish Parliament a couple of weeks ago. At this point, I'm streaming, coming to it a little bit late because the holiday season has been weird for everybody. December's a weird month. All right, we're moving forward through it. So the Scottish Parliament were looking at a reform to their current system of approving gender recognition certificates. Like, when somebody wants to change their legal sex, like for the purposes of getting married and stuff like that. Like, we're not talking about, I'm going to change my legal sex so that I don't have to tell the doctor what my legal sex is or what. Like, that's not what this is. We're talking about wedding certificates, birth certificates, and death certificates. Like, if someone doesn't have this documentation done, then they will be buried as the sex that they were assigned at birth. Like, it will not be accurately reflected that this was a trans person who died. And the same thing with getting married. You know, when you get married, you probably want to get married as your actual, like, you don't want to have to write down bride if you're actually like the trans man with a beard in your dynamic, right? If you're getting married to a woman, you don't want to both be brides, because that's not what you're doing. You're like, I'm a man and this is my bride. I'm a groom, right? This is the kind of like standard that you want to be able to proceed through. So that's all. That's all the GRC is. It's a gender recognition certificate. In the UK, this is the way that you change the information on your passport and everything. Yeah, you cannot be called husband in the ceremony if you're assigned female but don't have a GRC. Really, is that the legal standard? It's not just on the marriage certificate, but actually the officiant when they're conducting the ceremony. That's I didn't know about that particular requirement. Chaotic Jamie, thank you for adding that info, because that makes it even worse that you like have all these barriers in place to keep you from changing it. The way that this worked before was that you would need to get the diagnosis of gender dysphoria through the gender identity clinics. And if you've been following my channel recently, we've talked about this, and we've also there's also been other channels like Philosophy Tube has been talking about the extreme bureaucratic gridlock basically that is happening within the NHS. Like, you know, I think Wales doesn't have this quite as much. Like, the bureaucratic difficulties are not quite as remarkable, but in England and Scotland especially, it's been really difficult to get to a gender identity clinic in the first place. The wait lists are like 5 years long. They're seemingly only processing like 50 new appointments each month, right? Like, it's really, really quite difficult to get the recognition to get the medical recognition, the diagnosis of gender dysphoria, to not only get your medicine in the first place, like 5 years for a first appointment, which they will not give you your medicine at, but then additionally, needing that gender dysphoria diagnosis in order to change your legal documentation. It's quite stringent. There were quotes from an FOI request. Please clarify whether or not the words husband and wife are legally required to correspond with the gender on a person's birth certificate when said during a civil marriage or civil partnership ceremony in England and Wales. Finally, to answer your question on the use of the words husband and wife, I can confirm that is a legal requirement. So it's a legal requirement in the ceremony itself. Like, you cannot get married with dignity as a trans person without the medical sign off of a doctor, right? So there was a change in Scotland just recently. So we're going to, you know, this is great news. Like, I don't want to temper this in any way. There is going to be a more amusing addition to this, but I do want to at least start off and recognize that the main thing that we're acknowledging here in the Scottish Parliament is that they have made it much easier to have this gender recognition conducted, okay? I was kind of thinking about having a little bit of fun with this segment. I'm not sure if I'm going to commit to the bit in the way that I was intending to commit to the bit originally. Let me drink a little bit more of this beer and decide whether I'm going to commit to the bit. Because here's the thing. I want to read you information from the Scottish government's website, but I was really seriously considering reading it to you in a Scottish accent, just to kind of take some of the tension out of things, you know? Oh my gosh. Joan Baez is part of the queer community. Oh, I didn't know that. But We have this info from the Gender Recognition Reform Bill being passed on the Scottish Government website. Improving the legal recognition system for trans people. The Gender Recognition Reform Scotland Bill has been supported by the Scottish Parliament. The legislation improves the system by which transgender people can apply for legal recognition through a Gender Recognition Certificate, or GRC. Trans people aged 16 and older applying for a GRC will be required to make a legally binding declaration that they are already living in the required gender and intend to do so permanently. The bill includes safeguards against misuse of the system. It will be a criminal offence for applicants to make a false application. A new statutory aggravator and a risk-based approach in relation to sex offences strengthen those protections. Social Justice Secretary Shona Robison said, "This is an historic day for equality in Scotland, with the Gender Recognition Reform Bill being approved by Parliament and by members of all parties. It simplifies and improves the process for a trans person to obtain a gender recognition certificate, which many currently find intrusive, medicalised and bureaucratic." The legislation makes no change to the Reserved Equality Act 2010, and that principle is enshrined in the bill. As I have made clear, the Scottish Government continues to support the provision of single-sex services and the rights of women. So to be clear, before we continue on with this, as much fun as that was to just kind of do, the Scottish Government continues to support the provision of single-sex services and the rights of women, means that they support the rights of women to not have trans women in their bathrooms with them. So the Scottish Government is not like fully caught up on it. Hey, Silent, how's it going? We're chilling. I decided to read this bit in a Scottish accent. Don't worry about it. Thank you for the compliments on my Scottish accent. But we're just getting some of the background on this bill that passed in Scotland. Okay, so the passing of this bill is a significant step forward in creating a more equal Scotland where trans people feel valued, included, and empowered. So, and then this goes on to explain the background. So, trans people have been able to apply for legal gender recognition through a gender recognition certificate since 2004. Not all trans people have a GRC, and no one is required to have one. Removing the current requirement, oh, that's a hard word to say. Removing the current requirement under the Gender Recognition Act 2004 for applications to have evidence of a diagnosis of gender dysphoria aligns with international best practice and the consensus view of United Nations human rights bodies. Applicants must make a statutory declaration that they have lived in the acquired gender for at least 3 months before applying, or 6 months for 16 and 17-year-olds. Making a false application will carry a maximum penalty of imprisonment for up to 2 years or an unlimited fine, or both. There is also provision in the bill for a person with interest, such as the Registrar General, to make an application to the sheriff on the grounds an application was fraudulent. So this is to say, the whole point of the thing, here, is saying that you can't perjure yourself. I don't know if they call this that in the UK, but it is a perjury if you die. If you lie, sorry if I said if you die, I'm fucking reading the chat and not able to talk at the same time. So if you lie on the form and say, oh, I'm changing my gender, but you don't actually believe it, that's perjury. In the United States, that's what we would call perjury. People are already talking about I'm going to go ahead and lie. Excuse me. People are already I'm going to go ahead and say that I am a man so that I can enter these spaces, even though I'm not, they're like, how can we take advantage of this? Yeah, if you die, shut up. So the clarifying also that they said 16 and 17, that's because it's just saying starting from the age of 16, you can change this info. If you make a declaration, an official declaration that you've been living as your assigned or as your acquired gender for at least a certain amount of time, that's the only requirement that there really is that you confirm legally that you want to transition your gender legally, and you confirm that you've been living in that whatever for a few years. So if you're over the age of 18, it's 1 year that you've been living in the acquired gender, as they call it. Or if you're under the age of 18, so 16 or 17, the only two ages under 18 that you're allowed to do this, they only require you to have changed for 6 months. Thank you for the compliments on the accent. I enjoy dicking around. I enjoy having fun dicking around. Yeah, so they're basically saying, Dark Canuck in the YouTube chat, that they allow teenagers to make the official legal sex change so long as they've been legally like able to make that declaration, like, and lived in their target gender for up to 6 months, or at least 6 months. Gender acquisition, true, gender acquired. I love the different ways that you can say this. You can say target gender, acquired gender, like chosen gender. I don't know. It's like hard to. Wouldn't it make sense for that to include even younger people as well? We could potentially benefit from having the ability to change these documents at a lower age, I suppose. But at the present, I think that that's a relatively good metric. Like a relatively good metric is like you can legally change your sex at age 16. I think that's a reasonable age to legally change your name, like right around 16, because you are relatively sure to be committed to that choice for the future, right? The current GRC requires lots of proof, such as letters showing a new name and titled. Yeah, so the new GRC, the previous GRC requirements were just quite stringent. They required a lot of documentation, permission from a doctor, all kinds of silly shit like that, which we don't really like. We don't like the additional steps and things that get in the way. But the good news is that it passed, so that it's much, much, much easier now as a person in Scotland to update your identity documentation, so that when you go to apply for a job or you apply for an apartment, it's not going to be immediately obvious when they look at your ID that you aren't like the thing that they think you are when they look at you. Like if you're a trans woman who passes really well, they'll look at you and think, oh, that's a woman. And then they see your passport and see that it says M, and they immediately know that you're a trans woman. And then the discrimination that they're not supposed to do ends up happening anyway. So you may be surprised to know that there were some trans exclusionary radical feminists who took issue with this bill passing in the Scottish Parliament. It may surprise you to know that there is a virulent anti-trans presence in the UK of like, frankly, a lot of women who are saying like, oh, we don't like trans women. We don't want them in our bathrooms. So even though the GRC is not required for entrance into a bathroom, nobody is checking your ID when you get into the bathroom. GRCs have nothing to do with whether you're being housed in a male or female prison, I don't think. I don't think that you need to have a GRC changed in order to... Like, if you have had bottom surgery, I don't think they make you be housed with the original... I don't know. Like, I don't know how it works exactly. I don't want to get into it. But they were very upset initially, and I want to show you an example of how upset they were. This woman got very upset during this. Let me make sure that my volumes are all good. Whoop. Playing over here.
If this Parliament will not respect the rights of women, then you have no decency. And if you will not be decent towards women who are being raped right now in jails that you're in charge of, if you will not be decent, then I will be indecent. Get it right up, you terrible, terrible people.
So someone is screaming at her to sit the whole time, I think. But she said, like, if you will not be decent in protecting the women who are being raped in the jails that you're in charge of, then if you will not be decent, then I will be indecent. Like, she planned this, by the way. There's no way she didn't plan this. To be clear, this is not her vajayjay. That the pubes would be crazy. Look at the pubes going all the way up to her fucking belly button here. That's not what it is. It's a merkin. If you don't know what a merkin is, it's spelled Merkin, and it is a hoo-ha wig, which would be worn or popularized by prostitutes who would wear the wig on their hoo-ha if they had to shave their hoo-ha hair because of lice, or perhaps because of a venereal disease, STI. There are various reasons that one may need to shave their hoo-ha, and apparently in times where hoo-ha hair is very preferred, you might wear a Merkin. So that's what that is. To be clear, she didn't necessarily expose herself indecently. It's right on the border of something that I would consider relatively unacceptable. And here's the thing. It's the TERFs have a tendency to always be like, oh my God, these trans women, they want to use the bathroom so that they can flash me. Like, no, first of all, trans women, like, they want to go into a stall. Like, trans women want to sit down in a floor to ceiling, fully walled stall with a nice secure lock. And they want to pee in a room where no one can hear sound. Like, they want to pee in one of those rooms. You know those rooms that are so like soundproof that like you step into them and once the door closes, it's so utterly quiet that you can hear your heart beating, and it's like it's kind of maddening. It's like torturous to people. That's what trans women want when it comes to public bathrooms. And then you have these TERFs who all the while have been talking about trans people trying to flash them, and here they are. Here they fucking are. That the lady doth protest too much. It kind of seems like you are interested in flashing people in public. This poor fucking woman, this poor lady right here, she was standing right there trying to get this woman to calm the fuck down, and she's at ground zero of this explosion. Poor lady. She's at fucking ground zero of that bitch. Anyway, was the Merkin a thong? What was the back view? Yeah, I don't know what the back view was. I must assume that she just had no underwear. It's not a thong. Like, there's no straps. It's just like adhesive to the front of her body. So she's wearing a skirt and presume that her butt is covered. But this woman next to her, hold up. There was another picture here. Oh, motherfucker, hold on. Oh, shit. I don't know that I'll be able to find it. Someone just took a screenshot of that lady's face super close up. Just like the eyebrows on this lady.
Indecent. Get it right obvious.
Hold on. This lady right next to her, the eyebrows on that lady. She like looks over and she's like, ugh. But she's sitting there. I don't know if the TERFs all sat together. I'm not really sure what's with this crowd of people over here, if the TERFs are all sitting together. Is she wearing leggings? Is she really wearing leggings? It's really kind of hard for me to see. It's not very quality. She's wearing skin-colored leggings if she is wearing leggings. That was my bad if I missed that. Anyway, so we'll continue on to this article that I have about that, because I know everybody's curious. I think the first thing that everybody asks after someone ostensibly, like, it's so weird. If she did really wear tights, she really did this in the most pussy fashion possible. She did this in the bitchest fashion possible. I'm sorry. That's just what it was. Anyway, this is by Vidushi Tiwari. Elaine Miller, who is known online as Gussie Grips, lifted up her skirt to reveal what appeared to be fake pubic hair underneath in the Scottish Parliament last week. The incident occurred shortly after the gender recognition reform bill was passed, with 86 of the representatives voting in favor and 39 against. Age limit applications will be lowered. Oh, so that was another one of the big things, is previously you couldn't do it at all below the age of 18, and now you can. So yeah, if you will not be decent towards women who are being raped, you will be indecent. I will be indecent. Police Scotland confirmed to this news organization that a probe into the incident was underway. A spokesperson for the force said, quote, "We have received complaints and inquiries are ongoing." A spokesperson for Scottish Parliament declined to comment because it's a police incident. So, at the very minimum, we're looking into it. If she really was wearing nude tights and then the Merkin on top of it, they might not be able to get her in for indecent exposure. But I'm curious if they might be able to get her for like shocking and lascivious behavior, if there's something along those lines. Like, because we know that you intended for it to seem as though you were flashing people, even though you did it in the most pussy bitch way possible. We're still gonna investigate and potentially prosecute, or at least fine her. Like, because I believe that there were children present at this thing. A probe in the Merkin. Yeah. Yeah, listen. So yeah, about the children, we are not entirely sure that there weren't children there. And the fact that they continuously assume that trans women are the ones who want to show off their genitals, I don't know. I don't really understand what their logic is, if I'm being honest. I would really love to see that lady get some kind of criminal repercussion to her actions, because I just really think it's disgusting for them to constantly accuse us of being sex offenders, and then they go and do things that are at least supposed to evoke the kind of stuff that they're accusing us of doing. Trans people don't generally go and flash their genitals to people in public restrooms. It doesn't generally happen, but they will go ahead and flash their genitals in Parliament and probably get away with it. But that's fine. Don't worry about it. Emily, go ahead and cut there. Thank you, Athiet, for the tier 2 sub. I really, really appreciate that. I am feeling so tired, so I feel like I'm not drumming up the amount of enthusiasm that I actually feel about that dono. But know that I really, truly would not be able to afford to live if it were not for the fact that you all are donating. Thank you. Enjoy your dicks. True. There are only 11 trans women in prisons in Scotland, and all the ones that are in female prisons are in single cells. There are probably more cis women in there for sexual assault than total trans women. True. Resuming the double dip. Now I have a minute away from the thing. Now that I have a minute away from the thing that I'm doing. Yeah. Cis people are not doing okay. This Terf is definitely a sex offender. Like, if she wasn't a sex offender before, I imagine she might be now. I just think that the double standard is such that she will not get prosecuted for it. That's the thing that I find personally irritating about it. She's secretly just selling Merkins. This is just a advertisement for Merkins. The most pussy fashion is if she actually flashed her pussy. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if she actually flashed her P word. As I understand it, she works with kids. Are you serious? Does she work with kids? No. No. That would be so funny. Hey, libs of TikTok. Where are you at? Implication and message was absolutely supposed to be indecent exposure. Yeah, it was supposed to evoke indecent exposure, even if she didn't actually. It would have been better if the Merkin was vajazzled. Vajazzled. Vajazzled? I was like, I really for a second there was like, it's really too bad that I don't have a second camera view set up where it like suddenly is much closer to me so that I can be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Thank you, Ashley Harbaugh. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You just traumatized a whole kindergarten class. I know. Get vajazzled. I know. Wait, what is Scottish? So Scottish Twitter is saying that this woman works with kids. Wow. When I get bottom surgery, I'll be asking for mine to be vajazzled. Like, I know that some people put like little plastic jewels on their faces when they're putting their makeup and stuff on. I actually just threw a bunch away recently because I was like, oh, I'm never going to use these. I don't have any spirit gum. Is that what you just do it on your vajayjay? You just put a little bit of, you put some like, boop, 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 some sparkles. Oh my God. What if instead of sparkles, you did googly eyes? Like when you go to vajazzle your vajayjay, you put fucking like googly eyes down there, and then it's like, be not afraid. Hey, what's up, Passion FM? Welcome to the website. You joined at an interesting time. Scottish Twitter, true. She's a physiotherapist. Okay. Merkin, but with troll doll hair. The biblically accurate, yeah, the biblically accurate angel. Oh my God, I feel like I need to do that. Oh my God, listen. I'm like, so I'm living alone now, but I'm still dating the same person as I just moved out from. And like, I feel like I need to do this now. I feel like the next time I come over, but it's not guaranteed that we're gonna actually like hook up if I come hanging out, because he's like ace flux, and so the sexuality is just off a lot of the time. But like, I think that would be so funny if I put a bunch of like googly eyes all over my hoo-ha area, and then it was like, be not afraid. That would be fucking hilarious. I found a quote from the Terf herself. She says, "I'm really not ashamed. I know I'm supposed to be, but I'm not. I'm quite pleased, actually." Wow, what a fucking pervert. Anyone know any Merkin braiders? Oh no. She should sell Merkin mullets. I think that's bad. I think that the idea of a Merkin mullet is really bad. Cause that like, is that like it's short on the bush? It's like short in the front, but then like in the back, it's like longer the closer to the hole you get. Is it like, so the hair right around your hole is like fucking like 6 inches long, and then your bush up front is like buzzed short? Like what? Like, I'm so upset right now. She basically said, I know I'm a hypocrite and I'm not apologizing. Well, I hope she gets arrested then. What if it was an opposite mullet, where like the part on the very front of the like mons pubis was like 5 inches long, but it was actually like buzzed short to a relatively manageable length around the actual hole? Because if you also consider like what long in the back means, because it also means like any of your ass hair is going to be as long as it can humanly get. Yeah, do a fade. True. I'm imagining a broccoli haircut. This is horrendous. What are we doing? Why are we talking about this? Rose, we're talking about this because I am tired of talking about news and being serious, and we're dicking around talking about stupid shit until I get tired enough to log off. That's what's happening right now. Just one curtain of long glossy hair covering a smoothly shaved hole. True. It's just like, and you've straightened the hair so that it's just like a, you know, it's like when you have one of those sets of beads, like you know, separating one room from another, you don't like have a door, you have the beads, and the beads part and you walk through. That's like, yes, the bead curtains. Yes. So you just have the curtains, like the straightened hair, and you go like, oh, and then there's like dick and balls or pussy, like whatever, you just kind of go like, oh, and like, that's it. That was like a door creaking sound. That was not exactly the correct sound to put in there, but listen. Braid beads into the yes, true. Get some tiny beads and braid them in there so that you have just like braids, curtain braids, and you're just like, Like, and then there's pussy. Fucking hate myself. Oh my god, sometimes you just have to be fucking retarded for a few minutes, all right? Like, listen. If you straighten the Merkin, then you could use some of those clip-in extensions. Getting extensions on your pubes. Oh my god, can we please normalize this? Like, someone needs to make some porn of like some extensions on somebody's pubes, please. I would rattle when I walked. True. This needs a Discord area. Listen, the trouble with having NSFW in the Discord is that I have to fucking moderate an NSFW zone in the Discord, which I'm not interested in doing. Bells. Putting bells. You can be like a Dothraki. Do you think the Dothraki did that from Game of Thrones? You know, where they would have their like bells in their braids, like to indicate how many enemies they had defeated? Or they would, like, after they defeated an enemy, they would take the bells out of his hair and put it in their hair. Like, you just have bells on the end of your pubis hair. Your hair extensions, the beads and the bells. When like the bells are like how you indicate that you're for hire, you know? So you just go like, you learn how to belly dance and you go like, and then the bells go like, and your pubis, they're like, this topic is so cursed. Listen, you just need things to be fucking stupid sometimes, okay? We're done talking about anything important for today. We're talking about dreads on the pubis. I don't think you would want dreads on the pubis. Like, there's too much like musk. On the hair, on the head hair, at least you can like keep things relatively aerated. I don't think you want dreads in the pubis. That's a personal opinion. What did I start with my vajazzle comment? What did you do, Adria? What have you done? What have you will have done? No, this is healthy. How about a mistletoe, which would mean you have to kiss it? You could put some mistletoe there. What do the cards have to say on this topic? Ah! Oh no. Are you familiar with the mistletoe? Do you know about the mistletoe? Have you heard of the mistletoe? Be not afraid. Mistletoe. Yeah. It's the mistletoe. What if we kissed under the mistletoe? We're enjoying being stupid. All right, here we go. See, this is what we need. We need a little stupidity in our lives sometimes. Sometimes we need to have a short stream where we don't talk about anything too serious and we just enjoy ourselves. Hide the VJJ among the cornrows in plain sight. I would not want cornrows on the VJJ area, because they put so much tension. Like they're constantly pulling on the hair. That's why you can get traction alopecia. I would buy a mood Merkin. What do you mean a mood Merkin? Wait, what? Can the extensions be the color changing kind? Are there hair extensions that are color changing kind? And then you can get a mood Merkin? Is there such a thing? Is there such thing as like mood color change hair? I think that there is. Hold on. Temperature reactive extensions. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, right? Oh shit, it's Hunger Games time, baby. True. Pravana's heat-changing Vivids mood hair colors are coming soon. It's a temporary overlay that changes colors depending on the heat level around you, meaning if you put it on and hit the beach, it will lighten. If you go back to your frigid workplace, it would return to the dark base. Okay. If you bleach your strands at home, blah, 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 blah. you don't have to pre-lighten your hair. You can put on various levels, but the brighter the hair, the lighter the color will look. It does lay on top of the hair, a temporary thing. You can change your color day in, day out. It's not dye. So this is kind of like the temporary shampoo type things. You like work the color into your hair and then it just stays in your hair for like a day. That would be cool. Listen, temperature reactive extensions and then just put them in your hoo-ha. Just put them in your pants. I don't like. Is it gonna? It's gonna be like really warm in your pants compared to on your head hair. Yeah, Mersh. I think that's what they're evoking is the mood rings from the 1970s. Oh, speaking of mood rings, are you familiar with the mood ring toilet seat? Have you ever heard of the mood ring toilet seat? You sit on it, and it changes colors. Anyway. There's a rave in my pants and you're invited. Yeah, Halfling Rogue, you're right. I had mood rings and stuff in the 90s as a little kid. I love the little ball sack. I know. That's really what makes it worth it. Is the little ball sack as a treat. Yeah. It's balls. Any inquiries for the color brown? No. Not a single one. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess this way you'll never sit down on a warm toilet seat and be surprised by it. Because that is an unpleasant thing when you sit down on the toilet seat and you're expecting it to be cold and it's warm. You just don't have to deal with that in this case. Yeah, the balls really are the cherry on top, for sure. I've never put in a custom toilet seat. I know what I'm asking Santa for next year. True. Oh, man. Do we want to do like one more tarot reading, do you think? Maybe we'll do I don't know. I guess we could still do a 4-card spread. That's just an idea. Whoa, did the stream just fucking hiccup really bigly? I'm getting ready to wind down. You know, it's been a couple hours now and I want to order delivery to my apartment and see if I can get some dinner because dinner's yummy. What do we want to ask the cards this time? Do we want to ask the cards if we should get a mood ring toilet? No, that's not gonna... No. Those are not the kind of questions that you ask the cards. My motion detectors would have seen an intruder already. True. Steam dropped for me, but I thought it was my internet/cell service. So I'm having this interesting thing happen where they gave me stupid proprietary bullshit when I moved into this apartment. So they didn't give me like the same kind of internet router that I had at my previous apartment. They want me to like use this equipment and like it doesn't always work correctly. You want serious answers, you must have serious questions for the cards. Yeah, you have to respect the cards, IMO. Like that's important. Will 2023 be a good year for queer folks? That's probably a good one to ask. Can we ask about ourselves? It's a little bit easier to ask general questions in this case, since I don't know you all like individually. It's a little bit easier to ask broader questions. Put that discussion on YouTube for the lulz. It would kill my fucking... It would just not be good for my algorithm. Whoa, cards are flipping around. Stop that. Did I miss the event content? Trashfire Cat, yeah, we did talk about the Terf shit just then and we're done with it now. Should I get like a secondary channel for the random discussions, and then I'll have Emily edit those out for me. Like Vosh has the Vosh pit, right? Do people enjoy that with the separation of the content? Okay, we're gonna ask about the year 2023 for queer people. We're gonna do a 3-card spread this time. I would watch a secondary channel of funny little discussions. Okay, I'll consider it. It's just hard to figure out what exactly to do with YouTube, but like the VODs, like, do I actually need to host them on a separate channel? They've recently changed the metrics shit so that I could hypothetically just continue hosting the VODs on my own channel and skip all the extra steps of having to upload them onto a separate channel, but I don't know what that would do to my fucking algorithm, so, right? It makes sense to occupy multiple places in the algorithm. Yeah, I mean, that's true too, right? So maybe my VODs channel should become a VODs and extras channel. I'm not sure. Ugh. I like one channel, but understand creators have to make decisions that will be favorable towards the algo. Yeah, I mean, it's such a fucking bitch. They won't tell you what to do, you know? As soon as they tell you what to do, you, like, have people gaming the algorithm, and it doesn't work the same. Oh my god, okay. We're asking the cards. What is 2023 gonna be like for queer people? Okay? We have 1. We have 2. We have 3. Why are all of these inverted? Okay? We're just gonna fucking... I mean, I feel like that's not a very good shuffle. I just feel like that's a really bad shuffle. We had 2 chalice cards, and they on all 3 cards came up inverted, and I'm irritated by it. The fortune teller boy I really like wants to show me how to read cards. It's fun when you get the right set of cards, okay? Ugh, all 3 inverted. Yeah, I'm not dealing with it. Oh, God damn it. Okay, this is a spread that maybe makes a little bit more sense. I was just like, if I get all 3 cards inverted, I feel like that is a bad reading. Personal opinion. You gotta trust in the heart of the cards. True. Okay. So we're gonna take these 3 cards together. We're not doing past, present, future. We're just gonna try to read all 3 of the cards together and see what the cards say about the future of queer people in 2023. All right. So the first card we have is the Star, which is a major arcana. Let's see, make sure that you can see that nice and beautiful. I love this card. I think it's quite gorgeous. Oh yeah, you can see her nicely. Whoa. Okay, so she came up upright. So let's look at the Star. What does she have to say for us? 17. The Star. The Star is the guardian of this deck. She represents hope and endless possibility. The Star gently nurtures the flowers, and the Ibis, a steward of creativity and magic, circles about her. That's what the bird is. Whoa, come on. Like the Ibis, there's like a circle thing around her head. The Ibis, and the bird, I believe, is the steward of creativity and magic, which circles about her. After the tower has fallen and the light of dusk fades into night, the Star is there to help you make your way through the dark. All you have to do is look up. So the Star is going to be guiding us. She represents hope and endless possibility, nurturing flowers, and creativity and magic. So this is a really good sign. This is a really good sign for queer people in 2023. There's endless possibility in this next year. Did the book come with a deck? Yes. This is, if you're interested, this is Star Spinner Tarot. So if you'd like to get this deck, I mean, I think it's super cute. I highly recommend it. So the next card that we have is the Knight of Swords, and this one came up reversed, but I will show you the card as it looks upright just so you can see him. Them? I don't know. This is like a female knight. Cool. So she came up upside down, reverse, the Knight of Swords. Swords has to do with the mind. Knight of Swords. Okay. In this position, the Knight of Swords is obsessive and singular in the pursuit of knowledge. You may be prone to impatience, seeking knowledge for the sake of knowledge. There is little application and even less ethical consideration in your endeavors. You may irresponsibly believe that knowledge and information are neutral forces. The knight does not share or communicate their knowledge, preferring to hoard it and lord it over others. That's really interesting. I'm going to read the upright position just to get a contrast here. Knight of Swords being a proactive and curious individual, he is opinionated but also clear and intentional as a communicator, inflexible in your arguments, valuing truth over your pride. So, yeah, so the star has to do with being a guiding light, nurturing creativity and imagination. The Knight of Swords in the reverse position is indicating some amount of impatience. And so seeking knowledge for the sake of knowledge, I kind of view this card as being sort of a warning against doom scrolling, because this is something that we have a tendency to do where we really want to know what's going on, and we kind of don't really have like a specific idea of what we're going to do about what's going on. Like, frankly, this is a struggle that I have as somebody who covers this news. I'm like talking about the news and I don't know, like, I don't know what to do afterwards. You know, we talk about it, and the communication aspect is an integral part of the process. Like, getting information out to people is an integral part of the process, but I don't have any concrete direction for you to take where I'm like, you should do this and you should do this. So I do think this is kind of telling us that if we are seeking knowledge for the sake of knowledge, if we just keep doom scrolling and we just want to know what's going on, that is not going to help us very much. It is, it's an irresponsible belief that knowledge and information are neutral forces. They are going to have an effect on us, even if we don't think they're going to. Yeah, how do I reconcile with the hopelessness? Right. I think the trick to reconciling with the hopelessness is to create hope, right? We need to work together on this. So the final card of this spread is the Two of Chalices. The chalices has to do with emotional connection. Making sure that you can see this beautiful card. Gorgeous with the mermaid theme. So she came up upright. The Two of Chalices. The Two of Chalices refers to a healthy and mutually beneficial unity. It is indicative of earnestness and bodes well for partnerships of all kinds, from romantic relationships to business partnerships, striking a healthy balance between the pair and the individuals. So I think that this is all very good for a reading for 2023 for queer people, because we started with, like, there is light, there is hope. If we work toward it, there is something to be looking forward to with the star. The Knight of Swords told us that we need to stop pursuing knowledge for the sake of knowledge. We need to stop doom scrolling. And this is telling us that we need to build communities of earnestness. We need to invest in our relationships, romantically, platonically, in business. We need to work together on building community. We need to be focused on communicating in a way that is mutually beneficial, and we need to be looking out for ourselves and for each other. We are not just trying to better ourselves in this new year. We're trying to work together, right? Yeah, T for T, tarot for tarot. Could that last one mean we'll strengthen as a community? Yeah, this was not a past, present, and future reading, so I don't want you to think of it that way. We took the reading of 3 and we're kind of viewing them all together. So, like, if we work together and try to build communication and build relationships with one another that are separate from trying so hard to constantly be on the lookout for all the news, then I think actually this is good to read in reverse order. If we focus on our community and these relationships and establish love in between one another, like working on organizing, and we refrain from pursuing knowledge for the sake of knowledge, we stop doom scrolling, we stop getting so focused on all the political minutia, then we will have hope and imagination and creativity in the coming year. So that's my read for 2023 on these cards. This is advice, not predicting. Yeah, exactly. It's like, if we do this, then we will do this. So solidarity and community. Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good pull. Yeah. Sometimes you just kind of have to play with the cards a little bit to get what you're looking for. Tarot readings. Is this something that we should do on a regular basis on the channel? There are almost 60 people here, and I would not have expected 60 people to hang out while I would do this. I've been reading cards for 30 years, not trying to be a know-it-all. Yeah, no, don't worry, Dark Canuck. I'm still so new at this that I have to read out of the book. Eventually, I'll know what the cards mean, but it's going to take a few months of kind of dicking around. I like it. I want to get back into it. Yeah, we could have this be a regular thing on the channel. That would be fun. A unique contribution to the space. Right, like, because to be clear, like, I don't believe that this has any kind of mystical power or something. I just think that it's a tool for reflection. And that's part of what I really like about this deck as well. If you're interested in the deck, one of the things that really interested me about it is that it says right up top here, let me read. Where are we? Foregoing the promise of cosmic insight, the Star Spinner Tarot trusts that you know your own life best. It is a medium by which you can illuminate the threads that connect seemingly disparate pieces of your day-to-day experiences. Each reading is a gentle reminder to carefully examine those connections and figure out how to make the most of your discoveries. It is created to be a gentle guide, like softly twinkling stars over a particularly long stretch of night. So the idea here is not to be divining something, but to be using this as a tool for reflection. So I think that this is a beneficial thing for us to do. Doing tarot readings for introspection, yes. Dex emoji. I don't know who made the Dix emoji. That would be so funny, though. I don't know who does that. The power lies within our interpretation. True. Interested in the deck. True. The deck. Oh my god, the deck. It's like the fash. Some calmness is good. Yeah, I'm having fun here. I don't think it needs to be woo-woo to be helpful. Just a system of symbols to help think some thonks. Deck and pulls. True. Oh my god, Dex emoji. That would be so funny. So this is amusing. And I am going to be buying a bed in the next couple days. So I'm hoping that I'll be sleeping well by this time next week. Is today Tuesday? God, I hope I'm sleeping well by this time next week. Queer dads working on their decks. True. Oh gosh. All right. I'm tired. It's been like about 2 hours now. Thank you for your patience when stream was not working at the beginning of stream. Thank you for hanging out. I always appreciate you, your presence, your likes, your views, your comments, the donations, of course, make a huge difference to me, like in a material way. You all are great. And I will see you all on Thursday unless something crazy happens, because I am not going to be seeing you all on New Year's Day. I'll see you Thursday, and then I'll see you again on Tuesday. Okay? Okay? Good night. Sleep well.